So, I'm just going to go on and get started because I didn't announce this live, and whoever pops in, pops in. This is for my birthday countdown, but it's also to share with you all the importance of sanctuary. Now, I talked about this in my Instagram story earlier. So, what we're doing here today, it is February 11th, meaning it's 10 days until my big 3-1, the BDay, and I wanted to do a countdown to my birthday. I wanted to initially do a 30-day countdown, but life be lifing. So I was like, let me just do this 10-day countdown to my birthday. And during my journaling session this AM, hello everyone, welcome. We are doing the Sanctuary BDay countdown with myself, Dre Jackson, of Goddess Fit by Dre, who is hosting the Sanctuary BDay countdown. In my journaling session this AM, I had a thought of leading into my birthday or my born day with a sense of renewal, a sense of release, and just starting from a clean slate. 2026 is a 1-year numerology, which means that it is the start of a new cycle, the start of a new era, and I'm leaning fully into that. I've been experiencing that this year, especially with the purging that kickstarted the year for me. A lot of cleansing was going on for me to have the space to tap into this new era and expand into my fullness, expand into my next chapter. That goes for all of us, especially for the Pisces, the Virgos, the Sagittarius, and the Geminis. There's some planetary alignments and astrology and stuff like that that has to do with us ending I want to say 13-year karmic cycle this month, and stepping into this next cycle and era of ours, renewed, refreshed. So I'm leaning fully into that. I'm being more intentional and purposeful with sharing my practice with you all, my expansion practice. And this next step is about to be massive. For myself, I'm speaking, for us, especially when we allow ourselves to tap into our power. When we allow ourselves to shine. When we allow ourselves to be our fullest, most vibrant, beautiful, aligned selves. And the way to tap into that I've found is when you are cultivating and nourishing your sanctuary. Your sanctuary being that internal space and ecosystem that fuels your becoming, that fuels your being, all of you. It is that safe, brave space that you nourish within you every day to ensure that you can walk in your power, walk in your purpose, walk in your full being. And I'm gonna share it with y'all. Sanctuary is why I'm here on this Instagram Live. It's also why I'm here on this earth. It is to embody, to share it with you, with the world, and to share what I've learned from my own experience, from my own, in this life, my own experience in the past lives, the lives to come, and from my practices, from my expertise, from my education, from that innate knowing and knowledge. And it's my time to share it with you. And that's what we're doing here today. So we're taking a sanctuary countdown into my birthday. There are 10 tenets of sanctuary, so I've found in life. These different areas within yourself to nourish and water, that all come together in the harmonious you. I'm going to share a little, I think it's already in here. I'm going to share a little pic with y'all. Okay, it's kind of cut off here, but this is the Sanctuary Circle of Life. As I've come to understand and know it, especially when it comes to the expansion into our fullest selves. The 10 tenets are nourishment, whether that be hydration or nutrition or what you are allowing in energetically. Movement, grounding, community, meditation, rest, creation, sound, cleansing, pleasure, and play. Now, all of these things must be nourished within you. I say every day. The goal when we're stepping into our expanded beings and selves is to have a harmonious, I don't want to say balance, but a harmony amongst these things in every area of our life. And there are ways to implement that. There are practices you can do every day to make sure that you are nourishing yourself or caring for yourself or pouring into yourself so that you can have the energy to walk in your power effortlessly just by being. So we nurture these tenants every day. And Goddess Fit, which is my brand, shameless plug here, is rooted in sanctuary. The essence of my brand is sanctuary. So every touch point of ours, every self-care touch point, practice, workshop, ritual, activity, program, event that we are putting together is all about nurturing, cultivating first, and nurturing this sanctuary and ensuring that you have these tenants cared for in your life. And trust me, when you continue to pour into and water these parts of yourself, you will be embodying the goddess that you are. For all my goddesses on here on the chat, but you will be embodying your fullest self and being, and walking in that power, love, and light that is you. And that's how I want to start my 31st birthday. I want to enter it from a harmonious space, and I'm taking you on the journey with me. So in the 10 days, we're going to dedicate each day to a tenant. And it's interactive. You can do it with me. It's fun. This is to give you an idea of some of the things you can do for yourself to really feel the buzz of abundance and like embody it. So how we're going to do that today, I don't know how I can do this on here. Okay, I'm gonna have to show you on my phone. I have a little spinny wheel thing with the tenants on there. I'm going to tap to spin it each day, and whichever tenant it lands on, we're gonna perform an activity or do a practice rooted in that tenant together. It's gonna be fun, y'all. And it's super quick. You can do this really wherever you feel comfortable and safe. Okay, so we're gonna get right into it. The other thing I wanted to say, with each day, whatever we do, I will remove it from the wheel. So then the next day we'll work with 9 tenants and so on and so forth. Okay? Ready? Oh, also, before I even do it, this 10-day countdown is, of course, leading into my birthday, but it is also leading into the launch of the Goddess Rising movement. Yes, Goddess Rising is a movement that is, it's literally offering pathways, different pathways for women and girls to rise into their true goddess selves, embody their true goddess essence, to reclaim their power, to reclaim their voice, to embrace and embody their brilliance, to reclaim their softness. And it's offered through different pathways. The first being the Goddess Rising Intensive, which is an intensive program, 7 days or 7 weeks, depending on which one you choose, that offers trauma-informed, accessible practices and activities that we do together every day, and live one-on-one coaching to ensure that you are activating your true goddess self, but in the process of doing that, you are nourishing these tenants. You are working through what comes up in your journey of expansion. Because one thing about expanding into your fullest self, I gotta get into my little, let me get another picture together really quick to show y'all. I talked about this on my podcast the other day, and it's still being edited, so don't mind that. But I'm going to draw this out. Oh, wait. Mama wants to join. Hold on. Okay. Um, I have a graphic of this. Hey, Mommy.
Hey, I just wanted to say this is awesome and wish you the best as we get on our meditation.
Hi, ladies. Hey, Donnie.
Hey, I guess you can hear, right?
Hello. Yes. Do y'all want to be a part of this? We're doing this
Well,
hair
we were
activity.
we were saying hi. I'm gonna turn it so you can see. Where are you, Lita?
I'm in my bathroom. I just had
I'm on
a
Instagram. Don't show us the bathroom, please.
so
No, we won't do that.
Yes, I will.
Jure is on live and everyone can hear you.
Yeah. So y'all get to meditation.
okay.
I will elaborate on that.
All
Um,
right.
Hey, Judy. Hey,
all
guys.
righty.
Hey,
Love you
Tia.
too. Creating. Um, you don't have to be a creative to create. We are born creators. We literally have the power to create our own realities. Um, and it's very easy to forget that or not even know it because that's what you're taught to believe, especially in this country. Um, but when I'm talking about creating, it's about creating an opportunity or creating a piece of art or creating your own version of a masterpiece. The masterpiece that is you. It's something that comes from you. So, like, I love to write. I love writing scenarios. I love writing dialogue. I love writing scenes. I also love to direct. So when I'm putting those together, creating what could be some form of a film is a way for me to nourish the creator in me. Or even if I'm journaling, I literally created a masterpiece because I literally put to paper myself. You could scribble, you could draw, you can color, um, you can create some content on Instagram, something that feels you, something that feels good, something that feels good coming out of you. That's what I mean by creation. And if we get creating today, or we get creation today, we're gonna vibe out with that. I don't know what rant I was about to go on. It was about expansion. On the live. I don't know if y'all can hear me while I was gabbing away, but I had to get this image that I designed while I was still designing as part of the Goddess Rising Intensive, as part of the training. And it's a way for me to show you what expansion is really like, what expanding into your full self is like. So let's share the photo. And then we'll get into the self care practice. We'll get into the tenant practice, the sanctuary tenant embodiment and integration. So just give me 1 second to pull this up and show you. Okay. Oop, I'm zooming in on myself. I thought I'd be able to just zoom in and show you. All right, this circle that's on the top left here, that is you when you're born, as you in your expanded self, right? This is how you come to this earth as the creator that you are, as the light being that you are. Now, what's coming to mind right now is the Earth, Wind, and Fire song, That's the Way of the World. I would play it, but I'm not trying to get any copyright stuff. That's the way of the world. Please listen to that. What they say in that song is a child is born with a heart of gold, the way of the world, his heart starts to grow cold. So things happen to you in life. You have experiences that affect you in many ways. Some you might not even recognize when it's happening to you. We experience beauty, we experience joy, but we also experience pain. Sometimes we experience things that traumatize us. And when we do experience these things, we react in a way that usually is to protect ourselves. So that first image on the bottom left, let's say something happened to you. I'll use an example. You were performing in front of friends, family, a group of people, and then you get booed or someone makes fun of you. You're a kid when this happens, and it really hurts your feelings. And as a result, you don't perform anymore. So what you love doing, something happened for you to shut that part of you off or to put up a wall from that form of expression. So what we see here, that first image, is that thing happening, and there's a wall that went up, and you kind of pull away from that fullest self you. And that can happen throughout life. Like, all these things are happening. It doesn't have to be like you're going down. It can happen from any direction. But in a way, like when you put up these walls and you experience these or have these traumatic experiences, and you protect yourself with coping mechanisms, or the need or want to be perfect, or the need or want to be desired, or whatever it is, when you react in that way, there are different parts of you that are being compressed or depressed, and you're getting separated from your fullest self. And that can happen throughout life. And then as you're doing that, as you're experiencing these things and putting up you have the coping mechanisms, you have inherited these past agreements, you've inherited generational trauma, and you're experiencing all of these things, and you're protecting yourself because that's what you were taught, or that's what you had to teach yourself. You can become very disconnected from yourself, and that can be depression for someone. That can manifest in so many ways. It can manifest in your health. It can manifest, especially if you're stressed, like that can be detrimental to you. And it keeps you separated, where you don't feel empowered to walk in this life as your fullest self, and to walk in your power, your love, the light that is truly you. But the amazing thing about our light is, even when you do start compressing and putting up the walls and protecting yourself in those ways, with our bright ass light, it's still gonna shine through. There are, even here, I put it as a dotted line. Like, it still kind of seeps through. It can still seep through. And there are those special people who can see you, who can see your light, especially if you have all these masks and walls and protective layers and things covering you and protecting your heart. Those special people in your life can still see you. They can see that light, and they see you. And sometimes they know how to help you or provide their guidance out or support you in, embodying in your fullness, your whole being, yourself. And if you do have those people in your life, cherish them, tell them how grateful you are for them. They are angels, literally. But my point is, when you are compressing and when you are doing all these things that are depressing you from your fullest self, and you put up the walls, when you enter your intentional healing journey and you start addressing the spaces and areas in your life where you started to, where that wall went up, or where you started to act one way, or where you put on this mask, perfectionism mask, or the overly aggressive mask, or whatever mask you're wearing. Like, whatever mask isn't from you, it was a reaction. When you put those masks up, and like these dotted lines here are like the walls of masks, as you're expanding into your fullest self, you will meet in your, So as you're expanding into your fullest self, you will meet those versions of you. You will meet those spaces within yourself where you put that wall up and where you're acting in that way. And your task in your expansion, that's the healing part. That's when you have to meet that part of you with compassion and with love, and do whatever it is you need to do to lovingly release that wall. I don't want to say it's like a checkpoint, but your healing journey is literally you like reaching those blockages that you put in your fullness of your being, and you have to figure out how you want to expand past, rise above it. And I'm sure you've heard it before. Your healing journey, life, time is not linear. It's not like you, heal through that, I'm perfect now. No, anything could easily put you right back into that space, but it's your job to recognize when you are put into a space that doesn't align with you anymore, and to release it and re-enter that fullness of you. Just know that's just life. That's how it flows. But the whole point of this sanctuary countdown, of sanctuary in general, is to equip you with the tools and the resources to continue nourishing all parts of yourself. So when you do meet those versions of you again, when you meet those energies, you meet those layers, you can continue to expand. And also know that when you meet those parts, you do not meet them with shame. Don't fear them. They are you. They came from you. And it was the best that you could do when you experienced whatever it was that had you put these things up. So it's okay. And also, you're not alone when you do it. So it's fine. But anyways, thank you for the question. What are steps you can take to overcome the walls you put up? I could talk about that forever. For the purposes of this, practices that you can do to meet those parts of you with compassion. When you do, don't push them away, don't shame them, don't beat them up any more than they've already beat themselves up. Understand it is a part of you, and that part of you existed for a reason. And it is a great tool to have to, one, practice gratitude. Figure out when you were operating from that space of yourself and you operated that way for a reason. Express gratitude. This is just an example. You can express gratitude to that part of yourself. Like, I know you were trying to keep me safe, and I thank you. But now that doesn't serve us anymore. And we need to release that. There are ways you can release those things too, whether it's with one of these tenants, like through movement. There's something called somatic movement, which is really good for releasing tension, releasing stress, especially if you're having a really big energy or feeling and you don't know how to release it. Moving is a great way to do it. It's also practicing awareness, like when something shows up for you, to first be able to recognize what is showing up, what that thing showing up for you is. And that does require an awareness of self. When you are in a space and you know what that space is, lock in on what that feeling is. Remember it, because when you enter it again, you'll know what's going on. One. Two, the other thing I wanted to say, they're called emotions because it is energy in motion. So like, figure out where in your body it's showing up. There's a way to release that emotion, whether it is that somatic movement release, or it could be literally journaling. Like, you could be pissed off. You could be so mad. but you're holding on to something, right? You're like that rage is just sitting with you, and you're not giving it any space to release. So when you are entering those stages, especially like rage, and then you've taught yourself not to express it, and you're hitting this wall, and it's causing some type of anxiety or causing some type of fear or self-sabotage or whatever it is. When that thing is happening for you, it can definitely lead to anxiety. When you're experiencing that, understand where it's coming from in your body. You can literally, if it feels good, tap that space. You can breathe it out. There are different ways to address it. And this is, honestly, this is why I created my brand. It's to equip you specifically with those tools to do that. And we're going to get through some today. So let's just get into it, because I'm telling you all about what it is, and we can practice one here together. Okay, so I'm going to bring the sanctuary thing back, the wheel. And the fun thing about, oh my God, that's a blank one. My bad. The fun thing about this is it's so varied in what is offered. You have the pleasure and honor of figuring out like what practices you really like to do, which works best for you. Another thing I would say before we get into it, one more thing, is being able to have communicate with yourself. You have to be able to communicate with yourself. You have to understand what your highest self, your fullest self sounds like. There are so many different parts of you, especially when you have these walls up and you're existing in this life, in this shell of you. It can become very easy to start believing that this shell of you is who you are. But there's a part of you, there is that gut feeling, that intuition telling you that it's not you. Well, not even telling you that it's not you, but like letting you know that what we're doing now isn't aligned. This doesn't feel good. You have to figure out what that voice sounds like. Your intuition is that voice. Your gut is that voice. Lock in on what that sounds like to you, what that feels like for you. And then also understand that like you could be acting from a space of a wound. Your inner child could be acting from a space of a wound. Your ego can definitely be acting from a space of a wound. And you'll know when it's doing that because it won't feel good. Sometimes you'll have that in the moment, like, oh, yes, this is a great feeling. But like right after, you feel that draining. You feel the whatever you're feeling after, the dread, whatever you feel after you're doing something that doesn't align with you, you know the feeling. And if you don't, start becoming more aware of yourself in situations, in any experience. We'll get into that later. We got 10 days of countdown. Let's get into this part. So I have the wheel. We're going to tap to spin it to see which tenant we will be doing today together. Yay! Ready? And click. Wait. Let's see what comes up. Did something come up? Oh, grounding. Yes, I love grounding. That's a great one. Okay. So okay, I'm going to put it in the chat. Grounding, I'll put some examples of grounding in the chat as well. If it lets me. It's not letting me, maybe because I have this up. Let's try this. Okay, well, it's not going to let me put it in the chat, so I'll just read it to you from here. With our grounding, that can look like that nervous system regulation. That can look like breath work. That can look like you literally getting outside, walking in nature, actually physically grounding, taking your shoes and socks off and putting your feet into the earth and just breathing and reconnecting with earth, reconnecting with Mama Nature, reconnecting with source, reconnecting with the all, reconnecting with God, reconnecting with yourself. Get outside, go touch a tree, go talk to a tree. They love connecting with you. But yeah, there are different ways you can do some grounding. And that recentering of self. But what we're going to do today, what I set aside is, we can't do it right now because it's dark. A presence practice outside. We're going to do it together right now. Let's just practice it together. So then when you're outside later, you can practice this on your own. Just doing it outside, doing it in nature, just amplifies the practice. So what we're going to be doing is getting present together. And when we're present, we are literally sitting and standing in our fullness when we're ourselves. One way to do that is to get out of your head. One of the things that will keep you in those loops, will like stop you when you are in this expansion of yours, that will not stop you, that will block you, is when you're in your head and you're overthinking and letting, like, anxiety, really, to answer your question, anxiety is when you are not present. It's when you're scared or you're fearful of what will happen and what you think might happen in the future, which isn't guaranteed. Although I will say, when you put all your energy into this certain thought and thing, a lot of the times that thing will come true. That is how powerful you are as a creator. So you're fearful of what might happen in the future, and you're ashamed or sad about or anticipating something that could happen from what happened in the past, and you're not in your body, you're not sitting with yourself, you're not present. So what we're going to do right now is get present together. And one of my favorite ways to do that is to get back in the body, is to tap into our senses. We have a lot of senses, but we're going to tap into the 5 main ones. So before we begin, if you're sitting down, please join me in sitting down. Plant your feet into the earth, plant your feet into the floor. If it is comfortable and safe to do so, please feel free to remove your socks. I know it's cold. I'm gonna keep mine on, but my feet are planted into the earth. And when you're ready, you can close your eyes if it is safe to do so. And we're going to take a deep breath in through our nose. Hold it at the top. Open mouth, exhale, let it go. Let's do that again. Inhale through the nose. Hold it at the top. Open mouth, exhale. Let it go. We're going to do one more. And as we exhale, I want you to audibly sigh it out. Okay? So inhale through the nose. Hold. Open mouth, exhale, let it all go. Sigh it out. Good. Now, open your eyes. We're going to start with our sight, with our vision. So I want you to locate 5 things in the space that you're in. Just 5 things you can see. Just say them out loud. So for me, I see the ring light that's almost blinding. I can't look directly into it. My brother's beautifully designed and maintained fish tank. A picture of my grandmother. Hey, Mama. I see the moon. This thing lights up, and it's the full moon. It's very pretty. And I see this water on the desk. So I'm very aware of what's going on in my room. Now that you've located those 5 things, I want you now to close your eyes, if it's safe to do so. And now we're going to move into our sense of touch. So I want you to observe 4 things you can feel. Whether that's your feet planted into the earth, the coolness of the floor, the cushion of the seat that's holding you up, whether it's the fabric of your clothing touching your skin, whether it's your hair gracefully brushing your neck. I want you to observe and name aloud 4 things you can feel. And once you've done that, we are moving into our sense of hearing, of sound. I want you to observe and name aloud 3 things you can hear. Whether that's something in the room that you're sitting in, like the hum and buzz of a fish tank, the bubbles. Whether that's music playing in the background, whether that's someone having a conversation. What can you hear internally? You hear your breath, your heartbeat, the brush of your hair against your clothes if you're moving. I want you to name 3 things you can hear. And once you've done that, we're moving to our sense of smell. So keeping your eyes closed, I want you to observe and name aloud 2 things you can smell. Whether that's the scent of the room, the scent of your clothes. If you are outside, what do you smell? Does it smell like snow? Name 2 things you can smell. Finally, I want you to name 1 thing you can taste. Be honest with yourself. Name 1 thing you can taste. And if you can't taste anything, feel free to get a mint or take a sip of something just to lock in on what that taste is. And once you've located and observed and named that thing aloud, I want you to join me again in another deep breath in through the nose, filling up the belly, filling up the lungs, holding it at the top. Open mouth, exhale, let it go. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes and join me again. Welcome to the present. How you feeling? That's one of my favorite ways to release something where I'm like, oh my God, I'm all over the place and I'm thinking about everything that I need to be doing and what I didn't do and what I have to do. And when I'm in that space, I'm like, okay, I need to get centered again. One of my favorite ways to do that is to sit with myself, tap into my senses, and really get back into my body. And we just did that together. That's one way you can do it. To make it really quick, it's by naming 5 things. So we're going down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5 things you can see, 4 things you can feel after you close your eyes, 3 things you can hear, 2 things you can smell, and 1 thing you can taste. And you can do that as many times as you want throughout the day, throughout life. It's just a really great way to come back to center, come back to you, and come back to the now, come back to the present, and get grounded in yourself. And another great way to start that practice is to do deep breathing. That's another way to regulate your nervous system, literally by breathing. We forget to breathe sometimes, and that means we're cutting off oxygen to our cells. So it's even easier to fall into habits that might not serve you anymore. So that's my 2 cents. That's day 1 of our sanctuary countdown. Yay! So what I'm going to do now is remove grounding from our pinwheel, or whatever this is called, so that when we meet again tomorrow, we'll just be going off of these 9 tenants. All right? Thanks to all for joining. Let me know how you're feeling if you did do the practice. I'll stay on for a little bit. You can comment if you'd like. Otherwise, I'm gonna be posting this to my story. I'm gonna be posting this to the Goddess Fit story. I'm going to be sending it out to our mailing list. So if you're not already on the mailing list, please join the Goddess Fit by Dre mailing list so you can get this replay, and you can do this practice again. Tap into this sanctuary. I'm so happy to share it with you. And I'm excited to see what tomorrow brings for our sanctuary countdown. And yeah, I love y'all. I appreciate you. You got this. Not just with me being here with you and supporting you through it, but you got this in your expansion and your healing and your growth and your elevation. You got this. We got this. And continue expanding, even when it gets hard. That's literally the sign that you need to continue what you're doing. It means you're on the right path. So proud of you. Love y'all. Thank you, brother. Thank you, sister. Ciao. Besos. How do you end this thing? I don't know how to end this. So, oh, there's a big X. Okay. Bye, y'all. Thanks. 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 I will stay for another minute longer, but yeah. Also, feel free to comment on the video or DM me or DM Goddess Fit, and we can talk through some of those things. And I can also talk through the Goddess Guidance Program that is launching soon as personal one-on-one coaching. I'm really excited to offer that. So, love you. Be safe out here. And know that with the state of the world right now, all of the purging that's happening, all of the breakdown of these systems that needed to crumble, the systems that were created to oppress, depress, disconnect us from ourselves. Know that when you are doing this work for yourself and you're expanding in this way, and when you are truly walking in and living the fullness of your being and sharing this journey of yours, sharing you with the world, creating community from this space, that's the ticket right there. That's what we need right now. We need you. We need each other. We need our light. Please do the work and know that you're not alone in doing it. Okay. Love y'all. Besos. Ciao.